There are 3 habits. If you know them and if you take action on it, people will take it seriously. If, however, you miss out on any one of these, you'll find life becomes a struggle because people don't give you the credibility, the authority that you deserve. And that's why I want you to pay close attention, but most importantly, take action on this today, Insider. Let's go straight onto the first habit that you gotta utilize for people to take you seriously, which is an analogy that I share with my mentees. There are 2 character personality types, and you'll find you either fit into one or the other. If right now you're lacking credibility and authority, what you'll find is you are not being a cat, instead you're being a dog. Dogs' character personality types is very likable. Nobody can really hate a dog, let's say, right? Everybody likes a dog, but the problem with dogs is they are just like all bubbly, just jumping around. You know those people, you can probably think of celebrities top of your mind who seems like a dog, but the problem with dogs is they lack that credibility element. People can't really take a dog seriously. Now, on the flip side, a cat is somebody who naturally is in a leadership position. People respect the cat. Leaders tend to come from this authoritative stance called a cat. Problem with cats though is cats are not very likable. People take them seriously, but they're not very likable. So what you want to do is you want to master both. You want to be a cat, but also a dog at the same time. So that way you've got authority, but also you've got that likability. This is called charisma. Right now, my prediction is if you're lacking credibility and if people are not taking you seriously, you're being a dog. And dogs' traits tend to be like, hey, how are you? I hope you're, they're very like animated. They sometimes say some words, they sometimes aren't the most smooth communicators. They sometimes speak very, very fast. You know, dogs are like wagging their tail, like, it'll be like this. Oh my God, how are you doing today? Oh my God, I'm so excited, right? But then cats, you'll find, they speak with authority. Cats, you can spot them from millions of miles away. They've got a very confident stance. They speak with certainty. And people listen to every single thing that they're saying. So what you want to begin to do is model those who are cats out there. You can find a lot of celebrities who come from a natural cat stance. Go watch videos of even presidential campaigns. Watch presidents talking and you always notice they are cats, and watch how they pace their speech, watch their body language, and begin to model their processes. This is the fastest way to success. Instead of reinventing the wheel, go figure out somebody who's got the cat stance and go adopt the same body language, tonality, speak from the diaphragm, for example. And this is what I began to do, because I used to have a very weak speaking voice, because speaking was one of my biggest fears. But then I began to look at the people who were naturally authoritative, and I began to think like them, began to speak like them. And before long, people were like, whoa, Tim, you're so amazing at speaking. But that's because I learned from the very best and I modeled their processes. So be a cat. Now, the second one is very powerful. This is called authority by association. It's about understanding the fact that who you're seen with subconsciously makes others feel like you're one of them as well. And I want to give you this analogy because this is basically what happens on a stage. This is how we tend to rub off the authority from the main leader of the event. And you can think about how you can actually do this in your own life. Okay, so on the stage, what I tend to do is this. If there is the leader who's hosted this event in front of hundreds of people and I'm a guest speaker, what I ensure is the person who announces my name is that leader. And that way, naturally, people can see how the leader is announcing me, and normally the MC card, by the way, is all pre-scripted to mention about my social proof qualities, for example, being to meet the president, being invited to TEDx, speaking around the world, meeting world-renowned leaders, reaching over 30 million people, and they can see how the leader that they respect already, they see how this leaders talk about me very favorably. Now, the next thing I do is when I jump onto the stage, I'll look at the leader in his eyes like I already know him as a friend, like really, really close friend. So I will look at him like really warm smile and I'll just focus on him, and what I'll do is I'll go for a hug, okay? Or if, for example, they're really formal, it's a real business event, I'll give him a handshake, but more like a friend shake. And that way everybody who's in the audience can see, oh, I can see Tim must know this guy. Now instantly I've got authority by association. Isn't this pretty powerful, by the way? This is subconscious influence strategies. Happy to share more, by the way, for those of you who are into influence. I know so many different strategies because I've been in this field for over a decade now. Do let me know in the comments box below. But this is one of the strategies. We rub off the authority from somebody else by showing others that we're with this person, okay? And it's all very, very powerful. But what I found is as soon as I do that, when I begin to speak, everybody's listening, because they can see how the person that they really, really admire, which is the leader of the event, guess what? This leader of the event knows this guy, and it's me. And that way I'm rubbing off all of the influence. And so think about how you can do this in your life. How can you be seen in a boardroom meeting? How can you be seen giving a speech, or whoever it may be, with a person with authority? And how can you make it seem like you're about the same level as them, or you've got a close connection or relationship with them? Better yet, actually build a great connection with them. And guess what? The more you begin to become friends with the person with authority, everybody else will begin to respect you as well. This is called authority by association. The third thing is very important. Sounds obvious, but very important. Because despite all of this, if you lack this, guess what? Eventually people will find out your BS. Build trust. That is a habit that will give you the respect. Why? Because you could be a cat, you could be the best speaker in the world. People are like, oh my God, I respect this person. Then you could share with them your project, your vision. You could be, for example, rubbing off all of that authority and people are like, wow, I really love it. Yes, I'm gonna jump on board your project. But then imagine you fail on the trust element. What is trust? Trust comes from promises that you followed upon. So imagine you sell the vision, but then you don't follow upon the promise. What happens then? Well, you've now lost the trust. As a great saying goes, trust can take 10 plus years to basically build, but then it can be gone in a couple seconds. So realize this, follow through on your commitments. Anytime you tell yourself you're gonna do something, show up, make it happen. And it's the little things that matter as well. Remember, if you're gonna say to somebody you're gonna show up at 2 p.m. and that's the time for the meeting, show up at 2 p.m. Don't be somebody who keeps on falling back on promises, because people remember, people don't forget. So if you want to build trust, follow through on the commitment. Jim Rohn once said this, commitment is staying loyal to what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has left you. You gotta make sure you show up every single day. You gotta make sure whatever you say you do. You gotta make sure you actually even over deliver. And people begin to see how this person, you're like somebody who can just make things happen. You sell big, but guess what? You also deliver big. That's how you build trust. That's how you build authority. That's how you build credibility. And that's how you make people take you seriously. I hope you found today's video helpful, Insider. These are the 3 things, the habits that you can try out today. Let me know in the comments box below what's been your biggest takeaway. Click the like button if you enjoyed today's video, and share this video with a friend or loved one who's got to hear this message. It's life, after all, it's about paying it forward. And as always, Insider, go forward today strong. Maybe practice being a cat, whatever it may be. And as always, follow your heart and take action and go live the life you're truly born to live. I'll see you on the next video soon. Take care.